Hello and welcome back to another video. So I thought I'd share this with you despite owning it for several weeks now, and that is the Phillips Perfect Draft machine. So if you were not aware of these, it's actually a machine that allows you to fit kegs such as this one here full of lovely beer and serve them in a draft type formula. So this is a machine itself. These retail for around about £220. That's if you get them on a deal like I did from Aldi. I think on the actual Beer Hawk website they may be £250, but they also do deals that include kegs, glasses and things like these bar mats. So with that being said, I'll show you the actual inner workings as best I can and explain to you a little bit about the kegs. Basically these are between £30 and £40 each. If you buy 3 at a time, you get 15% discount, and for every keg you send back, which is a free service, you get £5 in beer credits, which you can spend on the website. Now, luckily for me, I thought to myself, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a quick look on Facebook and see if anyone's listed any of these kegs. You know, maybe got some for Christmas they didn't want, and lo and behold, I've just picked up that, and that for £40. Admittedly, I've just had to drive 50 miles a round trip to collect them, but complete bargain. And with the keg return and everything else, we're looking at less than £1 a pint, so it's going to be a very happy new year. But with that being said, forget that. That doesn't happen all the time. This is actually the drip tray. It needs cleaning, because you do get a little bit of drippage, especially with what's in here at the minute, the wheat beer. And before I serve one, I'll just show you the glass, just for anyone thinks a massive head on that. I'll show you where the line is. See the line there? That line's there for a reason, because the rest of it's pretty much head. So let me open the machine. Now, I'm using one hand here, so not the greatest. Could have done with assistance on this, but it wasn't to be. So there's a switch here on the side. Press that and the unit opens up very neatly, and we see inside. So it's actually quite simplistic in reality. There's a cooling plate underneath this keg, and this is the actual pump itself. Well, not the pump, it's the, what do we call this, the handle? I suppose it is the pump. This is the actual part that pours the beer, and this attaches directly to the keg. Now with every keg you get a brand new one of these, which is basically a plastic straw with a rubber end which feeds through into this, and it's a very simple process. I will just undo the keg just to show you actually. So these two arms lift up and the keg pulls out. As I say, probably best to do it with two hands. So there's the cooling plate, and here's the keg. This literally just presses on top, and to release it you press in the tabs at the side, and to release that you press that button there. So when it's loaded into the machine, I'm now going to attempt with one hand, which is probably not a good idea. You just pull down the two tabs, close the door, and the display on the front will let you know how many days the keg's been in, because it's supposed to last 30 days, and what the temperature is. I'll just shut this door properly. Sorry about that. So it's best to pre-cool your kegs in the fridge, as that one I was showing you at the start, and then when you put them in they'll be 5 degrees anyway. It will literally take 20 minutes and down to the optimum serving temperature. So with that being said, let me just position this over here. I do apologise, but I'm just trying to make the best of what I've got, and this is literally a phone balanced on top of a keg held up by a banana, so you know, let's not expect too much. So best to wet your glass a little bit with a bit of water first. Why do we do that? I don't know. I'm not a scientist. Now, hold your glass at a 45-degree angle if you can, and pull that handle straight down. As I say, we will get a big head on this, and it's probably best to stop the pour about there and just let it sort of rise up. Now it can be a little bit noisy, this machine, in terms of the noise you just heard there. There's also a bit of a high-pitched squeal that you can hear late at night, and I believe that's because the coils for the actual refrigeration unit. I think they used to be insulated around them, and I think they may have tried to cut corners, but it's one of those things that if it's in the kitchen like this, it's probably not going to bother you. But if your wife is upstairs, or your girlfriend, or your partner, or whatever else, they're going to know when you're pouring a beer, which can be a bad thing. So as you can see, we've got a huge head. But what we have got, is a really nice glass of wheat beer, perfectly cooled, and an absolute pleasure to drink. The only downside I would say to this machine so far is it's a bit of a pet peeve of mine when you get the wrong glass in a pub. It really annoys me. So since buying this machine, I've ended up buying quite a few beer glasses. But it's worthwhile, and I have had Hogarden through the machine, really nice. I've not had any bad beers at all. I've already sent 3 kegs back, which was a simple process of putting them in the box that they came in, taking it to the co-op, showing them a barcode, they scanned it, stuck a sticker on, and a few days later I've received £15 credit. So that's really it. I've not got the box to show you because that's in the loft, but I fully recommend these machines. It's not the cheapest. If you consider the keg discount, the 15% discount for buying 3 kegs, you can, without finding some bargain on Facebook, you can get a pint of draft for about £2.10, which is pretty decent. And I have to say, I think the quality is comparable to your local pub. That being said, you've not got the social atmosphere or any of the environmental impacts that you may well pursue while going to the pub. But to me, it's a nice way to drink beer, it's a nice little toy, and it's a pleasure to own. So that's really it, the Perfect Draft. If you can afford it, if you like beer, I'd totally recommend getting one. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll upload some more videos soon.